fighting for their cultural and ecological survival like it's a sport, making sure their voices are heard loud and clear. After all, who else could rally together like that to defend their precious home? Speaking of precious homes, let's talk about Parque Nacional Caya. This beauty isn't just your average park. It's one of the largest protected areas in the national system, stretching out to about 3.5 million hectares. That's like having a private backyard the size of a small country. Imagine all the picnics and hide-and-seek games that could happen in there. Now, why is this park so special? Well, it's a treasure trove for surrounding indigenous communities. It provides vital natural resources, like a magical grocery store in the middle of the forest. Plus, these communities are not just spectators. They're involved in managing the park like experienced coaches on the sidelines. Talk about team spirit. But let's not forget our brave park rangers. These folks are like the superheroes without capes, often sacrificing their personal time and family life for the greater good of conservation. They patrol the park without firearms, just their dedication and a strong sense of duty. Talk about taking unarmed to a whole new level. Who knew saving the world could involve so much walking? And speaking of walking, let's take a stroll through the Pantanal region. This place is a biodiversity bonanza, mainly in Bolivia, connecting various protected areas like an ecological highway. It's like having a VIP pass for all the wildlife, ensuring they get to party from one place to another without getting lost. Now, effective environmental management is at play here. Think of it as maintaining a delicate dance between all the protected areas. This dance enhances ecosystem functionality and helps conserve biodiversity. Even smaller parks are like vital supporting dancers, making sure the show goes on and no one steps on anyone's toes. And speaking of dancing with the elements, let's float over to Laguna Concepcion. This Ramsar site is like the superhero sidekick managing hydrological regimes during floods and droughts. When Mother Nature plays rough, this place is stepping up like a pro, making sure we've got water conservation covered. Who knew protecting water could be so dramatic? Speaking of dramatic, the park is home to all sorts of unique flora and fauna that have adapted to the dry conditions. It's like nature's own version of a survival show. This stunning biodiversity is as crucial to maintaining ecological balance as a well-balanced diet is to keeping grumpy family members at bay. Now, let's not forget about the jaguar and its carnivore friends. These majestic animals are like the barometers of ecosystem health within the park. Their mere presence is a reflection of the biodiversity around them, like the gold star stickers your mom used to give you for doing chores, proof of a job well done. On the flip side, we've got some sneaky villains wreaking havoc. Intensive agricultural practices, especially those monoculture crops like soy, are cutting down trees faster than a kid can eat a slice of pizza. Heavy machinery and chemical use? They're the bad boys of the environmental world, causing major damage to our precious green globe. And if that weren't enough, let's talk about those pesky external hunters. They're like the little gremlins of the protected area, making life tough for the dedicated rangers who already have limited personnel. It's a bit like trying to manage a family reunion with too many uninvited guests trying to sneak in for the snacks. Now, on top of all this chaos, mining interests are popping up in the park. Companies are eyeing limestone resources like kids eyeing the last slice of cake at a party. Let's hope they know just how important it is to tread lightly. Otherwise, they might not get invited back to the ecological barbecue. But here's some good news. The absence of wildfires for over a decade in this protected area shows that effective conservation practices are truly working. It's like getting a gold medal for biodiversity initiatives. Just think of it as a big, well done banner waving high in the sky, proof that we can manage our ecosystems successfully. And let's not overlook the indigenous communities, such as the Iorio. They're like the guardians of these protected areas, highlighting the importance of cultural preservation. Their respectful interaction with natural resources reminds us all that there's a way to coexist peacefully with Mother Nature without stepping on any toes. Just don't get too close to the jaguars. Finally, let's wrap it all up with some love for the Gran Chaco area. This region is a shining example of South American ecosystems, and it's essential for our national conservation strategies. Efforts here contribute immensely to the overall health of the environment, making it a destination for family adventures and ecological triumphs. Let's talk about something that affects so many of us, but feels like we're discussing a secret family recipe: hemorrhoids. They're like that relative who always shows up uninvited to the party, awkward and a bit uncomfortable. But hey, discussing them openly is like opening a window to let the fresh air in and chase away the stigma. So, gather around, folks, because awareness is key, and we're all in this together. Now, when it comes to modern treatments for hemorrhoids, there are more options out there than a kid in a candy store. From Ayurvedic remedies that make you feel like you're in an ancient spa to other fancy treatments that promise relief, there's something for everyone. Just imagine a chance to say goodbye to the discomfort and hello to the good life, where sitting down doesn't feel like an Olympic sport. It's time to reclaim your throne, one comfortable seat at a time. And speaking of comfort, let's not forget the power of humor in health discussions. It's like a warm hug for your anxiety. Picture this: you're at the doctor's office, and someone cracks a joke about hemorrhoids. Maybe it's not the punchline you were expecting, but boy, does it lighten the mood. Laughter can make it so much easier to confront our medical oopsies and seek help. So let's laugh a little, share our stories, and remember, no one has to face those pesky little bumps alone.